Hey, students in 655, I've got this example of an online survey that I want to step through just to critique it and show you the kind of thing that's happening out there in the real world, and how what you already know could help out people who are doing this kind of thing. I received this from the College Board. They're the makers of the SAT and the GRE, the Educational Testing Service people. It's sent to me at originally my Towson address, and it's a typical survey invite. It's got a lot of words in it, but I could see right away who it was from and generally what it was about. It says it takes approximately 30 minutes to complete, which tells me it's a very long survey. But because I'm interested in surveys, I'll say, sure, go ahead, take me to the site. And the invitation page in my email inbox leads me to an overview page, which is typical but not well designed because it has way too many words in it. If you get Steve Krug's Don't Make Me Think book, he actually has an example of a text like this for a survey invitation, which he reduces to about a third of its original length, and it looks like we could do the same with this if we wanted to. There's certainly too much information, and it's not presented in a way that makes it easily scannable. So most people would just skip over it. A lot of people would bail out at this point just because they don't want to have to read all this. There is an inducement, which is to be entered in a raffle for a $100 Amazon gift certificate. That really ought to be highlighted, and most of this text ought to be disappeared. You just need a few bullet points basically at this point to get people into the survey because they've already answered the call to do the survey from a link in your email. You notice that they have the asterisk indicating questions I absolutely have to answer. They have more wordy instructions. I'm going to try to answer some of this, but I'm going to pause this recording because I don't want to have to have you wait for me to type in my answers. All right, we're back to the second screen of the survey, and at this point I begin to see that this looks like it's a survey aimed at gathering information on me so that they can follow up to establish some kind of relationship with me, because they begin to ask me questions related to how much influence I have on certain decisions in the department. Problems I see with this survey on this third screen is that they're trying to cover too many people with the same survey, so they've got to ask us a bunch of questions to figure out what information we have might actually be relevant to them. And in this case, I don't know how far I'm going to have to go just to tell them what I know that they may want to know. I had to go through several screens answering no about reading, which they should have been able to understand from a previous answer I really had no interest in. But finally I'm at the writing area, and I can begin to answer questions about writing. Here you can see that the survey designers have really begun to tax the user's patience with this grid where they ask us to answer really 3 questions for each one of these. So we're really giving them 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 27 answers on this one screen. Well, that's a lot to ask of people. I have another 27 question grid that really isn't very interesting to me, and finally convinces me that the people who designed this survey are not knowledgeable either about what the people they're asking to do the survey actually do, or about how to design an effective survey. So I'm going to bail out for the reason that most people bail out of surveys like this. It just becomes too absurd to continue.